very much. What an honor. What an honor. This is so exciting. I have been watching Trump rallies from the very first one. And to be part of one, folks, I'll tell you, it's the night of a lifetime. You know, I was just backstage. You all are so great. This thing it's electric in here, folks, you people at home. This is unreal. I am so hoping that in a few short minutes you start chanting something else. Maybe you'll do. No? I was just talking to people backstage, and somebody said that the president and all of us have been labeled by some Democrats in the media divisive. Divisive? The Democrats haven't even accepted they lost the election in 2016. That's what this is all about. It's serious stuff. All of this. I mean, for crying out loud, folks, you know, you look at what happened the last 2 years. For 2 years ago, year and a half, every day, every newspaper, New York Times, Washington Post, anonymous intelligence sources, confirming that Trump colluded with Putin to steal the election. There's no evidence for it. Zilch, zero, nada. It didn't happen. It was made up. Hillary Clinton colluded with Russia. Hillary Clinton rigged an election. The message. They got the message. These rallies, I have to tell you, they are the envy of official Washington. You realize there isn't a single elected official in either party who could do what this is tonight. Other than Donald Trump. There's no one. No one. And they're jealous. They are envious. This isn't supposed to happen. You people are supposed to love them, not Trump. And so guess what? They want to get in on it. Bill and Hillary Clinton and their national stadium tour. Talking about, have you seen Obama? He's been stumping down in Florida where I live. He's drawing crowds of 1,000 people, 2,000 people. Joe Biden can't fill a phone booth because he's looking for somebody to punch out. This is incredible. And you know, a little history, when I first started watching the campaign, I watched the president and his family come down the escalator in June of 2015, and I heard his opening remarks, and I said, there's no way. And then I saw the first polls, and then I saw the first one of these, and I said, he's gonna win. Because he has a connection. There is no other politician with a connection to voters like this. Nobody has it. And Washington can't stand it. I'm not kidding. The establishment cannot stand it at all. Now, folks, in all candor, you know, we're a nation, great nation, at risk in a dangerous world, and much of the risk that we face is internal. Well, you know, it's like they tell me that we're divisive and so forth, and they haven't accepted the fact that they lost the election. So now, let's look at the caravan just for an example. They think that the president doesn't want the caravan, you don't want the caravan, because we're racist or sexist. Not it at all. It's an issue of law. Why should we stand aside and let people break the law? What's so hard about this? We just stand aside, let them violate the law? We get all these labels thrown at us, and we love our country, and we want the best for everybody in it. We want the best for our kids and our grandkids. We want everybody to be great. We want everybody to experience the American dream. It was, I'm from here, I'm from Cape Girardeau, and it was, now don't take this wrong, 50 years ago was the first time I was 16, first time I was told that I wasn't good enough to succeed in radio. Now, don't misunderstand, we're all told this. We all know how to fail. We don't need to go to the library to find books on how to fail because we all know how to do it. You'll never go to the library and find a book, Great Moderates in American History or Great Committees in American History. Donald Trump wants America to be great again, and it's not a slogan, it's an objective. And it is, I love you all too. This crowd is just. I asked the president if I could speak for 30 minutes. I've got a 10-minute limit here. He said no. He can't wait to come out and talk to you. It's an amazing thing that Donald Trump has done. Donald Trump doesn't need any of the grief that he gets. Donald Trump doesn't need any of it. Donald Trump could do and has done whatever he wants. He's one of the most successful people in America, and he doesn't need this. He doesn't need to put up with the abuse. He doesn't need to put up with but he does. He does because he sincerely believes that America's headed in the wrong track, and it needs to be put back on the right track. They say we're divisive. They say we're divisive. But we're not divisive, we're defending an America that is strayed from our founding. Nothing to do with race, nothing to do with gender, nothing to do with any of these identity politics labels. It has to do with culture. It has to do with protecting and defending the Constitution. It has, pure and simple. So I think it's a wonderful thing that you've come out here tonight. I could not be more honored to be part of one of these rallies. The bond, folks, I'm telling you, the bond that exists between you and everybody else that's been to a Trump rally is something that politicians envy, and the people in Washington really haven't taken the time to understand why you voted for Trump. They just think you're stupid for doing so. And there's so much to learn about why you have. There's so much to learn about the potential greatness for America, to learn why you're here, why you support Trump. But they just chalk it up to the fact, well, you're not educated. Well, you're poor. Yeah, you're this or that. And you're angry. You're not angry. You love people. You want your country to be the greatest it can be. And you finally got somebody willing to help you do it. Somebody to stand up for you. Somebody to stand with you. We, are hanging by a thread. Do you realize, folks, there is nobody, I should say nobody, there's some on the Republican side who would attempt to do what the president's done. But for the most part, there's nobody who would do what Donald Trump has done. Nobody would buck the system. Nobody would take it on. If he hadn't run, who among anybody in politics could you have glommed onto to have this kind of chance to make America great again? There wasn't anybody that was actually standing for this. Everybody gets caught up in what's going on in Washington, inside the establishment. You were being ignored. You weren't being listened to. You weren't being paid any attention to it. Even now, the real anger at Trump is actually aimed at you for having elected him. But he doesn't need this. He puts up with this, and thank God he does. Because Indefatigable. The man simply doesn't get tired. He doesn't wear out. For those of you, no, there's somebody from Rio Linda here. Indefatigable, doesn't get tired. Just keeps going and so forth. Without any further ado, folks, thank you so much. It's been great. It's great to be here, be part of this. Raise the roof, because here he comes, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, there's pride in every show me heart, and it's time we stand and say to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Thank you very much, Missouri. You are incredible, incredible people. Wow. And we never said to Rush, he's got 8 minutes. Rush can have 2 hours, 3 hours. There's nobody like him. There never has been anybody like him. I was speaking to Sean Hannity backstage. Do we love Sean, by the way? And Sean said, there is nobody like this man. And he's a real good guy. Although he's tough, he's tough. But boy, I'll tell you what, when he's on your side, there's nobody you want better. I mean, it's really great. It's really great. When he's with you. The biggest of all time at what he does. I also want to thank my good friend Lee Greenwood. How about Lee? So we were in Tennessee last night, and Lee was there. And I get that. But this was a surprise tonight. But you know, that song is one of the great songs. But when he's singing to you, like, direct, we really like that song, right? We really, and we like Lee Greenwood. And he's been with us from the beginning. He's been with us absolutely from the beginning. And while we're talking about incredible people, let's get it over with, right? So I have a few people that are right out here, and they're very special. They've done an incredible job for us. They've been with us from the beginning also. I'm going to start by saying, Sean Hannity, come on up, Sean Hannity.
By the way, all those people in the back are fake news. Mr. President, I did an opening monologue today, and I had no idea you were going to invite me up here. And the one thing that has made and defined your presidency more than anything else, promises made, promises kept. 4.5 million new American jobs, 4.3 million Americans off food stamps, 4 million Americans out of poverty, and we're not dropping cash loads of cargo planes of cash to Iranian mullahs that chant death to America. Mr. President, thank you.
And we don't mean at all to insult. Look at the size of the media back there. That's a lot of people. And you do have, honestly, I see you have some very fine people back there, but you have some that aren't so fine. But we don't want to insult, but I have to do this also because there's a woman on Saturday night that treats us very, very well. And she does it with love and with passion for the country. Not for me. It's not a passion for me. It's a passion for the country. And I really believe it's a passion for you because we've together formed the single greatest political movement in the history of our country. She understands it. And she's understood it from day one, and she did this little show, and she was just going to do it, a little fun, and then it became this tremendous success, and she has got viewership like you wouldn't believe, and she speaks from the heart. Her opening monologue is always exciting. It's always exciting, and it's always brilliant, and she's my friend, and she's your friend, Justice Jenine.
Thank you. Do you like the fact that we are now in the longest, strongest economic growth streak in American history? Do you like the fact that this man is the tip of the spear who goes out there every day and fights for us? If you like the America that he is making now, you've got to make sure you get out there tomorrow. If you haven't voted yet, everyone you know, your grandmother, your cousin, your kids, even your next door neighbor, if you don't like them, get them out to vote for Donald Trump and all the people who are running for the Republican Party.
We've got to have them be very careful with those stairs because she just did a great job, but we don't want her to fall going down those stairs because they will be decimated. Jenine has been a great, great friend to all of us. You know that. Also, we have some terrific people that have been with us, and they've worked for us, and they've taken the slings, the arrows, and they're so strong, so tough, so smart. I just want to introduce somebody, and I said today twice, in Ohio, where we had a crowd like this, and outside there were thousands and thousands of people. And then we went to Indiana, where we had a crowd like this, and there were thousands and thousands of people outside. And I just want to say, there's something happening out there, folks. There's something happening out there. Now, you don't know, and I'm not on the ticket, although they want to put me on the ticket. I will say this. If we don't do so well tomorrow, they will put me on the ticket. If we do great tomorrow, they will say he had nothing to do with it. He was not on the ticket. But that's okay. We're all getting used to each other. Does that look like the Academy Awards back there? Look how many people there are. Look how many, the Academy Awards. That's the Academy Awards. And you know the bad thing? We can have these massive crowds. And this is my third one today this way. You know, that's not supposed to happen. That's not. Somebody said it's not humanly possible. I said, I guess it is. But you know, these events, they say you do one a month and then you recover, and then you do another. But you don't do 3 in one day. These have been incredible. And yesterday, we were in Georgia. We had the biggest crowd you've ever seen, working for the man who hopefully will become the next governor of Georgia. He's a great, great person, and I think he's going to do very well. They had a lot of celebrities going out there, but the celebrities drew flies. They just drew flies. They didn't have much of a draw, but he's going to be fantastic. But I want to introduce a person who, from day one, she was just smart, even though she's my daughter. She was just smart. No, don't worry. I'm smart also, and we're smart. Hey, you know, while I'm at, don't you love it when they talk about the elites, right? The elites. Come, honey. When they talk about the elites, I want to tell you, this is the elites. Ivanka, say a few words. Come, honey.
Hi, Missouri. We love you. We love you. So much love. And we are fighting for you every single day. This president, this administration is fighting so that all Americans can achieve the American dream, and that's what's happening. The economy is roaring, and tomorrow is about ensuring that it stays that way. So really, thank you for being out here. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your energy. It's just an amazing honor. We love you.
Be careful with those stairs, everybody. Be careful with those stairs. Now, you know, they talk about the elites. The elites. Well, I know all the elites. They're not very smart in many cases. They have a lot of hatred in their heart. I don't know about you, but many of you went to better schools than they did. We did better in the schools than they did. We have better houses, homes, boats. We do better than they do. We work harder than they do. We make more money than they do. Why are they called the elites? But let's let them be called the elites because we are the super elites. We are the super elites. We are doing well. We are doing well. There's some people out there. But, you know, I said just before Sean had me on, and I said, you know what's going to bring us together? This incredible success. I think it's going to eventually, we have to get the election over with, but I think at some point, they're going to say, okay, it's time. We give in. We give in. Let's all get together. At some point, that's going to happen. But being a negotiator, I have to follow it up with this. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. So, 3 people that have helped us so incredibly. Very special women that have been unbelievable from day one. I'd like to bring up Sara Huckabee Sanders. That's pretty good. She's fantastic. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Wow, that's pretty good. How about letting her do the first part of my speech? Good idea? Also, Kellyanne Conway. And a woman who was involved very early on. We had the great state of Michigan. It hadn't been won in many, many years by a Republican. It was said to be unwinnable. I was told, don't even contend for Michigan. And then I met a woman who had a lot of drive and a lot of energy. And she said, I'd love to run Michigan. I said, I heard it was unattainable. She said, they love you in Michigan. And they want their car industry back because their industry was taken to Mexico and Canada and other places. And you don't like that. And you don't like that. No, I don't. And by the way, it's all coming back, folks. You see what's happening. It's all coming back. It's all coming back. And she worked so hard. And that beautiful evening in November when they started counting the ballots, and we won Florida, and we won South Carolina, and North Carolina, and Pennsylvania. And we did win Indiana, that's for sure. And we won Ohio, remember? Remember they used to say, you cannot win unless you win the great state of Ohio. We won Ohio very easily. And Bob Paduchek, who ran that campaign, is here. We love Ohio. Those are incredible people. But what happened was a surprise, because in the midst of all, they said, and Donald Trump has just won the state of, before Michigan, Wisconsin. And everyone go, whoa, 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 right? They said, whoa, what's this? What's this? That one was, I mean, not, where did that come from? But we've done a great job, and they're great people. And we opened it up for the dairy farmers in Wisconsin. We opened up Canada with our New Deal for the first time. They like us. Great deal. But then it said, and we're running a string. And this is when they started getting extremely nervous. And a very nice guy named John King for CNN. You know, he has the board, the red board. And his hand is like starting to shake. Because that board had so much red on it, they've never seen anything like it. They didn't know what was happening, right? That board was red. That board was red. I remember when North Carolina, great state, incredible people, incredible. And the opponent, let's be nice, the opponent said very strongly in the straw that that is their firewall. They cannot lose that. They have it made, except for one problem. Donald Trump won the state of North Carolina. Won the state. But then out of the blue, they said, oh, you know, there was some crying, you know. These people are very fair. They're crying, okay? And they're not crying out of happiness, that I could understand. They're crying out of despair. But then out of the blue, he was saying to himself, we got a problem here. Because Donald Trump has just won the great state of Michigan. And that was the ball game, folks. That was the ball game. Wisconsin, Michigan. It was a great. Was that one of the greatest evenings of all time? And you know, that was every network, every cable station, everything, everybody. Look at them all back there. Oh, they're loving this. They're loving this every once in a while. Don't worry, I'm not going to mention CNN's name. We're not going to watch it. I won't mention NBC or ABC or CBS. I'm not going to mention, I'm not going to mention that you treat us very unfairly. But I think they're getting tired of it. You know why? Because we keep winning. It's driving them crazy. It's driving them crazy. So anyway, you're right, USA, nothing like it. Made in the USA. That's happening. They're all moving back, folks. Those companies are all moving back. So this young woman was incredible. And I said, you know, that woman that did such a good job for all of us in Michigan, I think we have to move her to Washington, D.C. to run the Republican National Committee. And she's been there ever since, and she has done a fantastic job. Ronna McDaniel. Come up, Ronna. And she actually is very good on television, too. Just say a couple of quickies.
You guys already heard it. The president was in Michigan the night before we won in 2016. He's in Missouri tonight. You need to deliver a win.
Thank you, folks. That's great. Great job. Great job. What a group. I always said that women are smarter than men. Sorry, men, but we understand it, right? Men, do we understand it? No, these are great people. They're great people, and they're our friends, and they work hard for us, and they could be doing other things, but they love what they're doing. They love what we're accomplishing. And tomorrow, you remember the word, the deplorables. Oh, that was a good speech. I don't know, did the speechwriter for the deplorable speech, did that person get fired immediately or the following week? Wow, did he give us a great gift. But the deplorables are the greatest people on earth. They're the smartest. That was really something. I want to just thank everybody for the way you behaved. That was beautiful. And that at the end was beautiful. Amazing grace. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Our opponents have been on a relentless campaign to obstruct, resist, demolish, defame, and destroy. Other than that, they're extremely nice. But you can stop them with your votes tomorrow. Got to get out there. Josh, our movement is America's movement. You are moms and dads, sons and daughters, students and workers, farmers and soldiers. You follow our laws, give back to our communities, and raise your children to be strong, upstanding citizens. You are loyal and faithful to your country. You love your country. And now, finally, you have a government and you have a president that is loyal and faithful to you. Right? Right? For years you watched as your leaders apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America. We are standing up for your values. We are standing up for Missouri. And we are proudly standing up for our great national anthem. I am asking every citizen from every party, every background, every race, color, and creed to reject the Democrat politics of anger, division, destruction, and to unite behind our proud, noble, and righteous destiny as Americans. That's what it is. I need you to get your family, get your friends, get your neighbors, get your co-workers, and go out and vote for Republican Congress, for Republican Senate. Go out and vote Republican tomorrow. This Tuesday, wait a minute here. This Tuesday in 15 minutes, we're almost into Tuesday. In fact, go home and sleep. Get up early and vote. I need the people of Missouri to seize this incredible moment in history by electing the great and he will be someday the great Josh Hawley as your next senator. Devoted citizen like you, all citizens like you, help build this country. And together we are taking back our country and returning power to the American people. That's what happened. Greatest movement in history. This incredible state was built by tough frontier men and strong pioneer women who braved the wilderness to build a life and home with their own two hands. They didn't have a lot of money. They didn't have a lot of luxury. But they all had one thing in common. They loved their families, they loved their country, and they loved their God. These courageous Americans did not shed their blood, sweat, and tears so that we could sit at home while others tried to erase their legacy, tear down our history, and destroy our proud and great American heritage. From the boot heel of Missouri to the beautiful big sky of Montana, from the deserts of Nevada to the Everglades of Florida, from the coal mines of West Virginia to the steel mills of Indiana, and for every family in every city and town all across our land. We are going to work, we are going to fight, and we are going to win, 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 and not stop winning. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never, ever back down. We will never surrender. And we will always fight on to victory. Because we are Americans, and our hearts bleed red, white, and blue. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together, with love in our hearts and hope in our souls, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Missouri. Thank you.
I thank you. God bless you, and may He continue to bless the nation that has showered this land with love for more than 2 centuries. Thank you all. God bless you all.